Recognizing Palestine as a nation. Recognizing Palestine as a nation is more than a symbolic gesture. It involves formal diplomatic acknowledgment, legal acceptance of sovereignty, political engagement in international institutions, and practical diplomatic ties. Essentially, recognition means that a country or international body formally accepts Palestine's claim to statehood and treats it as a legitimate state in legal, political, and diplomatic dealings. What recognition constitutes? Formal diplomatic recognition. A government officially declares its recognition of the State of Palestine, usually through a public statement, legislation, or treaty. Some countries establish full diplomatic relations with embassies and ambassadors, while others provide partial recognition via liaison offices or consular ties. Membership or observer status in international organizations. Recognition often includes supporting Palestine's bid for membership in bodies such as the United Nations, International Criminal Court, ICC, and UNESCO. In 2012, the UN General Assembly granted Palestine non-member observer state status, a symbolic yet significant acknowledgement. Legal implications. Recognizing Palestine implies acknowledgement of its territorial sovereignty, West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem. It also legitimizes Palestinian-issued passports, agreements, and laws under international law. Diplomatic and political acts. Establishing embassies in Ramallah or East Jerusalem. Voting in international forums in favor of Palestinian statehood. Signing treaties and bilateral agreements with the State of Palestine. Symbolic and moral dimension. Recognition signals support for Palestinian self-determination and expresses a position on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Recent developments. Out of 193 UN member states, over 150 countries now recognize Palestine. Recently, Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Malta, Monaco, and Portugal formally recognized Palestine, marking a significant shift among Western allies. European countries have cited Israel's ongoing military actions, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, and rising violence in the West Bank as drivers for their decisions.
Israel's reaction. Israel strongly opposes these recognitions, with officials warning that such actions support terrorism and do not promote peace. Israeli leaders have emphasized that recognition will not create a Palestinian state west of the Jordan River and criticized the move as politically timed in the wake of recent attacks. Countries yet to recognize Palestine: United States, Israel, Japan, South Korea, Germany, Italy, among others, have not formally recognized Palestine as of 2025, despite supporting a two-state solution in principle. Looking ahead. Recognition is largely symbolic and does not immediately change the situation on the ground. Full UN membership would require Security Council approval, likely blocked by the US. However, recognition strengthens Palestine's diplomatic position, framing statehood as a starting point for negotiations rather than a reward. Analysts note this shift underscores changing alliances, with Israel and the US increasingly isolated from some European nations on the issue. Sources: Al Jazeera, Le Monde, Newsweek, The Times of Israel, NDTV, ABC News, France 24, CNN, Sky News, BBC, Independent.
The thunder trembles at your feet. The mountains melt before your throne.